Hi Team Brandon, I've been meaning to update, but I haven't been able to find the words or the strength, so I thought I would make a video. Brandon is very sick. His mental illness is probably the worst he's ever been. His meds needed to be adjusted in May. I knew it, Scott knew it, and I think Brandon even knew it. Unfortunately, no one listened. So when he came home, he was already getting ready to go through a cycle. With bipolar disorder, you're either have moods that are too high or moods that are real low. In children, the depressive mood comes out in anger, negative thoughts. Brandon had extreme negative thoughts, the worst I've ever honestly heard. I'm not going to go into detail. I will always protect our son's dignity, but it's scary stuff. He was even able to tell his psychiatrist the scary stuff. I'm glad that he trusts me enough and trusts his doctor enough. I honestly thought his doctor was going to have him sectioned back on July 10th. I was even prepared for it. However, the choice was made to try a new medicine at home. We continued to monitor him very closely at home and at school. Scott and I tried everything. We ran a psych unit out of our house for 2 weeks straight. And by that, it's not an easy task. Unless you're living it, there's no way to understand. You are no longer husband and wife. You are more like staff. You can never leave the sick child alone with anyone else. Anyways, I was able to get Brandon to Cape Cod Hospital. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long for a bed. Cambridge is good because, one, they have the treatment that he needs right now. He's in intensive care for mental illness. It's a lockdown unit. He's not even able to leave the building to go down to the cafeteria with us or to go off grounds for any visits, which honestly I'm fine. He can't be trusted right now. He was very unsafe with our babysitter and very unsafe with the dogs. Again, I'm not going to go into detail. I will always protect his dignity, but it's scary stuff. Now Brandon is in a manic phase. He is very silly. They are adjusting meds right now. We're taking him off Risperidone slowly and adding Latuda. Risperidone in boys can cause a side effect, which they tested Brandon's labs. And I don't even know how to medically explain it, but basically it was just not a good side effect. Latuda is a new medicine for him. So anyways, Brandon is very, very sick. We honestly don't know his parents when or if he's going to be able to come back home. I'm just at a loss for words. I thought the worst was already behind us when we made the decision to trust our child in other people's care, to give up the parenting, to not be there to make your child the breakfast, to not be there at night to tuck them in, to not be there for all the little things, to trust people to help stabilize our child, to heal our child, and they didn't listen. I am so angry at Walker right now and so angry at the prescriber that was treating him, who I never met. Can you believe someone was prescribing my child medicine and I never met them once? I can't even begin to tell you how frustrated and angry I am about that. One of the reasons I knew that we needed to get Brandon home to us. Not that it's easy, but I cannot see my child enough when he was 71 miles away from me, going through a cycle when nobody wanted to listen to Scott and I. We talked until we were blue in the face. We documented everything. I'm re-looking over my emails that I sent to his clinician weekly, and there's some scary stuff in there. Stuff that should have delayed discharge. It would have been better if Brandon had stayed at Walker all summer. He was safe there. We were safe. We can't have him come home right now. We want him to as parents. We are absolutely heartbroken. We can't even begin to tell you how hard this is to not have your child be at home with you. But we know this is more than what we can do right now. We don't know when and if Brandon will come home. We could be looking at another residential placement. We don't even know. We have a team meeting on Thursday. Scott will conference in. I will go in person. And we need to come up with a plan. Even Brandon's psychiatrist, I saw him today. Today was supposed to be our follow-up of the new anxiety medicine in hopes that there'd be a turn for the better. Instead, I showed up by myself again. And I said to his psychiatrist, well, here I am. It's just me. However, I wanted to keep the appointment. I wanted to see you today. I trust you, and I trust your judgment, and I know that you have been trying to help my son for years. And he thanked me for that. So, very lonely car ride to be going to your child's psychiatrist appointment without your child because they're in the hospital. Brandon's not in a good state. Lilith hasn't even spoken to him in a week. I won't let her talk to him right now. He's in a manic phase. He doesn't know sometimes what he's saying. I don't even know if Cambridge totally gets how sick he is right now. Nothing drastic's happened at this point. But again, they're trained to deal with this. It's a lockdown unit. He can't get out. It's for safety. So just pray for us. Just pray for us that Brandon can stabilize. You know, if he can't be stable with us at home, then have him be stable where he can thrive somewhere. I want my child home. I want to be his mom. But this is so much more than you can do as a parent than Scott and I can do. And we're heartbroken. We already lived away from our child for over a year, and that was awful. Very painful. And we're tired. We're broken. We're tired of not being able to make plans. I'm tired of having to have a new team to explain my life, to document everything, to fill out application after application, to get services that will be denied or to get services that won't be enough. But yet, I will fight. I will advocate, because that's what I do for my kid, and that's what Scott does for him as well. And that's what we will continue to do, whether he's living at home with us or whether he has to live outside of the family. I honestly don't know. I've had so many people tell me different things this week. I've had some people say, oh, I think he'll be ready to go home in a week. Are you serious? He is so unsafe right now. I can't even believe they even said that to me yesterday. They have no idea. They haven't even seen the worst of it. I've had someone else say, there's no way your child can come home because I've lived it and I'm here for you if you need to talk. It sounds like your child's going to need another residential placement. So here we are. Back to the unknown. Back to the worrying. Back to the heartache. And I honestly don't know. I just ask for prayers and strength for Scott and I to get through the next month. Like I said, we thought the worst was behind us. We thought we could be a family of 4 again, finally, and just get back to normal. So when you see your kids tomorrow morning, no matter what they do, don't take it personally and imagine it could be so much worse. It could be so much worse. I would give anything to have my son home and to have him be stable. And to have him have a fun summer like all the other kids I see. But yet, he is where he is.